probably, but deeply. Then you turn in another direction. At that second, there is a mutation in the very brain cells themselves. Because the speaker has discussed this matter with some neurologists. Of course, they don't agree completely, but they go partially your way. It's always a game, you understand? We treat life as a game, partially right and partially wrong, partially correct, and you may be right and you may be wrong. But we never ask ourselves, what is the way of living, the art of living, which is the greatest art, greater than any art in the world, the art of living. And
$3:57, almost 4.
Have I talked an hour?
A little more than an hour.
Can you put up with this? We'll finish this question. After that, we'll meet again tomorrow. If you're willing. I'm not inviting you. It's up to you. We said time is important because we live by time. But we don't live time as a whole, which is the present. In the present, all time is contained, the future and the past. If I'm violent today, I'll be violent tomorrow. And can I end that violence today completely, not partially? It can. We'll go into it. And also, is fear brought about by thought? Of course it is. Don't accept the speaker's word for it. Look at it. I am this, I'm frightened of tomorrow. What might happen? I'm secure today, and there might be war, there might be this, there might be catastrophe. I'm frightened. So, time and thought are the roots of fear, root of fear. So what is thinking? You understand my question? If time and thought are the root of fear, which they are actuality, what is thinking? Why do we live, act, do everything on the basis of thought? The marvelous cathedrals of Europe, the beauty, the structure, the architecture, which has been put together by thought. All religions and their paraphernalia, their dress, all the medieval roads are put together by thought. All the rituals are connived, arrayed by thought. And in our relationship with each other, man, woman, their relationship is based on thought. When you drive a car, it's based on thought. Recognition, all that is thought. So one has to inquire, if you're not too tired, and we'll stop at the end of this. What is thinking? Probably nobody has asked this question. Very few people do. We've been asking this question for 60 years. What is thought? Because if we can find out what is the origin, the beginning, why thought has become so extraordinarily important in our life, there may be, in that very inquiry, a mutation taking place. So we're asking, what is thought? What is thinking? Don't wait for me to answer it. Look at it. Observe it. Thinking is the word. Word is important. The sound of the word. The quality of the word. The depth, the beauty of a word. Especially the sound. I won't go into the question of sound and silence. We'll talk about it perhaps tomorrow. Thinking is part of memory, isn't it? Investigate it with the speaker, please. Don't sit there comfortably or uncomfortably. Thinking is part of memory, isn't it? If you had no memory at all, would you be able to think? You wouldn't. Our brain is the instrument of memory. Memory of things that have happened, experience and so on. The whole background of memory. The memory arises from knowledge, from experience, right? So, experience, knowledge, memory, and the response of memory is thought. This whole process of experiencing, recollecting, holding, which becomes our knowledge. Experience is always limited, naturally. Because it's a complicated question, because, oh gosh, everything is complicated. Is experience different from the experiencer? Give your brains to me, find out. If there is no experiencer, is there an experience? Of course not. So the experience and the experiencer are the same. Like the observer and the observed. The thinker is not separate from his thoughts. The thinker is the thought. So, experience is limited, as you can observe in the scientific world or in any other field. They are adding more and more and more every day to their knowledge through experience, through experiment on animals and all that horror that's going on. And that knowledge is limited because they're adding to it. So, memory is limited. And from that memory, thought is limited. So, thought, being limited, must invariably bring about conflict. Just see the pattern of it. Not accept what the speaker is saying. That's absurd. He's not an authority. He's not a guru, thank God. But if you can observe this fact together, that thought and time are the root of fear. Time and thought are the same. They are not two separate movements. When you see this fact, this actuality, that time and thought are the root of fear. Time, thought. Just to observe it in yourself. Not move away from the reality of it, from the truth of it. That fear is caused by this, time and thought. To hold it, to remain with it, not run away from it, not rationalize it is so. And then it's like holding a precious jewel in your hand. See all the beauty of that jewel. Then you will see for yourself that fear psychologically completely ends. And when there is no fear, you are free. And when there is that total freedom, you don't have God's rituals, you are a free man. We'll continue tomorrow, if you don't mind. Please. I don't know why you clap. Perhaps you are clapping for yourself. You are not encouraging the speaker or discouraging him. He doesn't want a thing from you. When you yourself become both the teacher and the disciple being the man who is learning, not accumulating knowledge, then you are extraordinary human being. May we get up now?